We also share a commitment to our democratic values, such as protecting human rights. We regularly engage with our Indian partners on these shared values, and to that end, we're monitoring some recent concerning developments in India, including a rise in human rights abuses by some government, police, and prison officials. Foreign Minister Jaishankar, Defense Minister Singh, I am delighted to join my friend, the Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, in welcoming you to Washington, and especially grateful for the chance to return the incredibly warm hospitality that you showed me when I visited New Delhi in July. This meeting today marked the fourth U.S.-India 2+2 ministerial dialogue. It built upon the productive meeting last September between Prime Minister Modi and President Biden, as well as the conversation that they had by video today, and on the strong partnership our two countries have developed across nearly 75 years of diplomatic relations. As the world's largest democracy and oldest democracy, we work together every day to deliver opportunity, security, freedom, and dignity to our peoples. We're working closely to combat the COVID-19 pandemic. Scientists and institutions across our countries are developing and producing safe and effective COVID-19 vaccines together. We're working through the Quad Vaccine Partnership with our colleagues in Australia and Japan to make these vaccines available throughout the Indo-Pacific. As of today, Quad partners have collectively provided more than 500 million vaccine doses. We're rapidly expanding production to make more at the Biological E facility in India. We're standing together for our shared commitment to uphold a free, rules-based international order that safeguards sovereignty, territorial integrity, and independence. Today, we reaffirmed our commitment to promoting regional stability, the rule of law, the peaceful resolution of disputes, and to expanding our strategic partnership with ASEAN. Russia's war against Ukraine is an attack on Ukraine's people. It's also an attack on that rules-based order that we both adhere to and defend. The United States will continue to increase our support to the government and people of Ukraine and call on other nations to do the same, just as we call on all nations to condemn Moscow's increasingly brutal actions. Russia's aggression stands in stark contrast to the vision that the United States and India share for a free and open Indo-Pacific. And Russia's actions are having a profound impact not just in Europe and in Ukraine, but around the world. For example, causing food insecurity and rising prices. Ukraine's farmers have been forced to flee or to fight as Russian troops intentionally destroy farmland and equipment and prevent Ukraine from exporting their wheat through Black Sea ports. Our countries are working together to try to bring more food to world markets as well as to the World Food Program. And the United States is also focused on securing more funding for the World Food Program and the UN Food and Agriculture Organization, and producing more fertilizer so that we can help others sustain crop yields in the future. We also discussed our goal of driving inclusive economic growth, both for our countries and across the region. India and the United States already trade to the tune of more than $150 billion each year. But we're deepening that relationship by restarting the U.S.-India commercial dialogue and the U.S.-India CEO Forum later this year, where our private sector partners can offer recommendations to strengthen even more our trade and investment relationship. In the video meeting that they held earlier today, Prime Minister Modi welcomed President Biden's Indo-Pacific Economic Framework Initiative. It can allow us to increase our collaboration across more issues, including digital trade, supply chain resilience, infrastructure, and tax policy. And our countries are working together to tackle the climate crisis. The United States is supporting India's ambitious COP26 clean energy commitments by investing in renewable energy projects and mobilizing private sector financing. We also share a commitment to our democratic values, such as protecting human rights. We regularly engage with our Indian partners on these shared values, and to that end, we're monitoring some recent concerning developments in India, including a rise in human rights abuses by some government, police, and prison officials. In addition to all of these critical issues, I'm pleased that we're increasing cooperation in a number of other key areas, which we focused on today. We're deepening our defense ties, which I know Secretary Austin will speak to. We're expanding our cooperation on development around the world, particularly in Asia and Africa, by working together to carry out disaster relief as well as clean energy and climate-smart agricultural projects. And we're increasing people-to-people ties, which are really at the heart of the entire relationship. We're very lucky in the United States to be home to some 4 million Indian Americans, as well as 200,000 Indians studying in our universities. We have a working group on education and skill training that we formed today that will increase that number by bringing institutions in the United States and India together to develop new joint research and exchange programs. We look forward to welcoming more Indian students and scholars into our communities. We're focusing, among other things, on STEM education. I think this is an area of tremendous potential going forward. Let me just say in conclusion that very soon after our countries established diplomatic relations, some 75 years ago, Prime Minister Nehru came to visit the United States. President Truman met him on the tarmac of the airport. And Prime Minister Nehru noted the importance of the moment, saying, and I quote, "I trust that these two republics of the Western world and the Eastern world will find many ways of working together in friendly and fruitful cooperation to our mutual advantage and for the good of humanity." So, for nearly 75 years, we've done just that. And I'm grateful to our partners for making it possible for that friendly and fruitful cooperation to continue and to deepen. And with that, I hand it over to Foreign Minister Jaishankar.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.